Morning guys, Justice here. Cold morning, mid-20s, January 7th, 2025. Where the orange flags is going to be the grade for the barn. They put some stobs at the width of the barn right here, the one with the blue on it right there. We got to shift it downhill probably another 25-30 foot in the woods. That way the center of the barn will line up with the road coming in. So we'll get to 160 warming up and start taking these trees down right here. But yeah, it's a cold one today. We probably had 4 or 5 inches of rain right before all this cold got here. It was too wet to work yesterday. It hadn't froze good, but today it's froze. You see all the ice sticking out the ground here. I've been out in this years and years back when it was cold with an open cab dozer and make a push probably 200 or 300 foot and come back and the ice be shot back up where I just pushed the top off of it. It'd been so cold. And thankfully got one with an enclosed cab now. This wind is brutal. I'll get this 160 warming up. Get the key going. It made me froze. Leave it is. Water got in it. Oil these up good. Blow on the key. Come on now. It's almost in there. I don't have any de-icer with me. May have to get some. It's supposed to get worse than this later on in the week. Come on. It's that pressure supposed to melt ice. Holding in on it. Goodness. I had to get the torch, warm it up. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see if I got a torch in the truck. Well, I went and looked for the torch, couldn't find it. I must have set it out at the shop. Let's try this and maybe I can get in. Oh, nope. I believe I can reach around. Oh yeah, that worked. So, if you can't get in one, reach around the other one. And I guess if that don't work, you can climb over the top and go into it from up there. But yeah, this ice is making a mess. Let's see if this thing cracks. I'll have to put some oil in that lock, keep it from freezing.
Arson is suspected in the fire set at the home on.
Yeah, it's cold out there. Oh yeah, she started up good. Get the heat going. So I kind of figured this screen out a little bit on this. Press and hold this one a little bit and it'll come up to this other screen, and the only way I know to get off the camera is just hit the escape button there and press and hold that one, and get the heat in the right places to, yeah, keep the glass from fogging up. Get back in the truck. This thing thaw out. get to running, that engine to heat that up. Here we go, guys. Just ice some water out of the bucket a little bit. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna clean out about 50 foot from that red stub out in front. Then the barn will kind of slide downhill another 30 foot. And then we'll bring in good fill and fill this in, which will dig the topsoil out. So I'm gonna take out these smaller ones right here and just kind of start making me an offset down into the wood line there. Pinch them in two so I don't have to saw so many of them with a chainsaw. It'd be a lot easier to put in a haul truck to take them away. What's that old saying? Work smarter, not harder. If you ever cut a bunch of brush up, you know how hard sawing in a brush pile is. It's dangerous too. I've done that a lot when I was younger. Cut brush for my dad. A lot of that little stuff, I can wrap it up pretty good and it'll fold up and break, bend if it don't break. I ground most of that other up with a 333 with a cutter head on it, called a bad axe. It did good. My 333 has a leak in the roof. I gotta get some of that glass adhesive and pull the window off the top of the cab. It's like a little sunroof where you can see up overhead. This past rain had a lot of water get inside the cab, and I got it at the shop now under the lean-to, but I got to order some adhesive to fix the roof on it before I bring it back down here. I don't want to mess up some electronics in it. Big old stump for a little bit of hickory. Trying to make sure I get these stumps that where I ground that off and there when I was first laying all this out. It was just a rough outline of where we may need to be, and now we know for sure we got to slide it downhill. trying to cut the balance out of it a little better. When I shot the elevations the other day, I think it was going to be right at 18-foot cut. So if I can slide it downhill 10 foot, another 25, 30 foot, it should take out 10 foot on the cut. We're trying to just have an 8-foot cut on the upper side if possible. Split the difference on the hill a little better. It'll look better too. Be a little less work and a lot easier to mow that slope on the upper side when all this is finished. You may not be able to see me. Move this camera. I don't look for this battery to last too long out here in 25 degrees. Cherry tree down. Just to come up and break off at the same time. Get on my cylinder lines. Hydraulics is warming up now, so it's being a little more responsive. This thing's quick. I'm gonna leave that wide oak right there in front of the bucket. I think I can save it. Thin these out. Reposition again. Get in that swing room. I don't want to take that poplar tree out either if I don't have to. Swing this way so we don't hit the camera. A little hickory. So these hickories right here, the trees had been cut at some point, and the old stumps had these sprouts come up out of them, and they got like 3 or 4 small trees in them. And hickories is pretty strong, but a lot of times when these oak trees did it and they got 3 or 4 on the stump, they will just break off when they get bigger, fall over, hit something. So I try to take them out if they're close to a structure or anything, or a road. They're not going to last long, even though they're pretty. And I tried to save the ones beside it, even if it's smaller, as long as it's not growing out of an older tree stump. And I'll have some shortly that I can show you what I'm talking about, how they grow out the old stumps and how easy they'll split, fall off of it. Somebody's texting me. Got my GoPro hooked into the phone so I can see the screen and turn the camera off and on. Man, that makes it a lot easier to have that GoPro quick out. I bought that little thing that kind of like a watch you put on for the GoPros. You can't see it good. It's just got some small buttons on it. It's hard to work with it with my big hands. We'll have a lot more brush to take over that haul pit. I don't know if I get it hauled today or not. We'll see. Depends on if it keeps freezing or thaws out. Unless it rain, I don't know if that little old road we got hold that truck up. Get this little tree here out of the way. It don't want to break off, but it bent. Just drag it up here. I'll knock the dirt off of it a little later when it's not froze. Well, I guess they're calling me now. Huh. Not answering that. United States. I wish they'd do something about all these telemarketers, scammers calling. I don't ever answer them no more. I think they want to get you to say yes or something. That's what other people said. As smart as these people are that do all that, they're dumb for doing it. But if they put their skills to work for the good and not the evil, make the world a better place. Get that app on your phone that's supposed to delete all that spam. Some of them still get through though. There has to be a way for that stuff not to happen. They're making money off of it somewhere or another, or it would stop. Break this pine off. Well, it's cold, it breaks it a lot easier. I wasn't trying to break it right there. Broke again as I was swinging around. And they always texting about the health insurance plan. Really? Good golly. They wear you out with that junk. Shake a little dirt off this stump. Well, the sun's peeking out now. Mulching up that smaller stuff saves a lot of trying to burn this stuff. Especially when we was under the burn ban, we couldn't burn anything. We burned a lot of piles last few weeks. Break off another pine here. I'll run the dozer over this, smooth it out, and we're going to lay out the barn. And then we'll strip the topsoil off of it. And we'll start cutting in the deeper cut up there, bringing in some red dirt, something that'll compact. Just a bunch of sticks and roots right here, get that stuff out the way. As I walk back, I kind of eyed it out here to see how straight it is. I see another one or two that needs to go there. Starting to thaw out. Sun came up and it's ice and melting. I gotta find me a little broom, putting this excavator. Starting to get the floorboard a little dirty. Walking through all this mud, getting in and out. But yeah, the 160 is doing great. It's eating this stuff up pretty good. Of me now. I don't want you on the side of the excavator. Sometimes these things try to come back at you. They'll be fighting back. I think this one here has to go. I don't have a stumper, so I usually just pop them in two with a bucket. Get this one out of the way. And I don't have a quick attach either on here. that works pretty good. Kind of get it diagonal. Just don't let it fly back up and hit you when you do that. Be forceful enough to break it, but don't hit it so hard it throws stuff everywhere at you. Hope you guys can see. Maybe I got a spot where it gets it. The sun ain't glaring too much. Right here's one of those oaks I was telling you about, where they grow up off the stump after the timber's been cut. It's that one right there. They're pretty bad to split. See that come off the stump on this one side where I pulled on it. That there growed in the center of the stump. Stump's still in there. It's just those things, you don't know what to look for. You got a house or something up next to them, and you think you got a pretty tree, and they get a little bigger, they start breaking off and falling, and you got a mess. The stump's still in there. They don't always do that when they cut them. Must have been a wet season when they did it. And the stump just came back out in the spring or something. Or grow those shoots off of it. Pretty good sized stump. There's a lot of those around this area where the timber been cut. I got a lot more to haul over to the pit now. Shot grade on this the other day. I put a benchmark up at the front, and this is the other benchmark right here where this little orange flag is. Clean out around it. That mulcher did a bunch of stuff up in the edge of the woods there. Got all the stumps up right there. So what I'm doing now is getting the perimeter of the outskirts of the barn cleared off, because some of this will be on the back slope. About to get it squared up. It runs wherever it wants to, as it needs. That ought to do it there. When you're running now on this end, I'll walk you back through here and show you what it does. make this tie-in a lot nicer when it's all completed. So the other day I had the D4 over here. I had cleaned up where the truck had dumped off all the brush for the pit here. Some of that stuff's where we ground it off. It's just stumps and sticks where the mulcher left behind, and we'll just fill the pit in after we're through burning with that stuff, let it rot out. But we've done filled it in 3 or 4 times right here with brush, stacked it up. Gonna remove this pile here, stack it up on the pit, and that way we can haul more brush in that I just took out. And I'll probably be done with the brush over here on this side of the project for now. There's some more up on the ridge we gotta haul down, but we'll probably burn this pile in this pit first. Got the D4 over here, the burn pile. We've hauled a lot of stuff in with the other truck, and dirt and stuff was on the stumps, and we got a bunch more brush to bring over here to put on the fire pit. But don't want to be driving through all this mud. It's rained probably, I guess, 3.5 inches one night and probably 2 inches the day before. So what I'm gonna be doing is just pushing off all this mud and stuff, carrying it up on the upper end of the pit, all that loose dirt and sticks and rocks, and we'll use that to put in the pit when it dries. But right now I'm just gonna get the stuff off where I can get the haul truck drive up beside it right here, leave room for the excavator, that way we can stack it on this pit. So we'll get at it here. Dust coming in here. You don't get too many stumps on your piles when you're burning them. It don't burn good. Especially if I got a lot of dirt on. You can handle a little dirt. Dirt don't burn. Even with this little fine stuff right here where it was loaded. I know it was wet. It's hard to shake it all out. But if you get too much of that in there, it's got a lot of dirt on it, you have a hard time getting your fire going. Sometimes you just have to leave it over to the side, or your fire burns down, most of it's burned, you come back and straighten it out, make a new pile on it and just shake it off. Sometimes the heat dries it out or to separate out better. I used to throw a lot of stumps on them. I found out it's better not to. You get a bunch of them. Down there's got a pretty good sized tree on it. That's not too bad. When you got just a root ball of dirt, it pays not to put it on your fire in the beginning. You get a bed of coals, you might pick them up and drop them some and throw them on them coals. That there didn't have that long log still attached to it. I wouldn't put it on it, but I want to burn up as much of the big stuff as I can. I try to stack some that don't have any dirt, like these limbs and tops you can see. Try to give them the best access I can where they ain't got no dirt to fall on, where it can just get hotter and hotter as it goes. That there's getting pretty tall. We may have a burn day here before long. Before I start burning, I'd like to get the rest of that other that we just took down on the other pit over and light them both. Sort through it again a little bit. The cleaner you can keep it, the better it burns. Like that stump over there, it don't have much dirt, so it won't hurt nothing. It's pretty clean. I like to get them up high where they can roll down. Weight everything down too. They'll roll down and get in the bottom of it. You got them on the edge, you can't get up there to light your pit. Need good access to the tops to get it lit easy. Well, I'm back again at it here. We got me some 3-in-1 oil. I'm gonna try to lubricate these locks so they don't freeze up again. Hey, get me a new shovel. Broke the other one. It's pretty old anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and oil these locks a little bit. So this don't happen anymore. A little on the key. Get in there. Them pins where they move. A little machine oil there. Yesterday what happened is it snowed, but it didn't really stick much on anything. but I guess it stayed up there close enough to it. Got water in it when it thawed out. And when the temperature dropped last night, everything froze up. That thing squirts it in there pretty good. Hear that squeaking. Maybe I won't have this problem anymore. I'm freezing up. Get this one here. And I'm gonna get the door too. That moves a little better than that, so I don't think it. Now wipe the oil off everything. It's winter time. I have padlocks freeze up all the time in the winter. Get my key cleaned up or it'll be all in my pocket. I got to shovel tracks out on the excavator. Go ahead and get this cat too while I'm at it. Some of them's been a little tight anyhow. About going in and out. Maybe froze already. This cat's key's not two-sided. They only go one way. Get the def tank. We got the few of them oiled up on this D4. Get it warming up. Put the heat on. So what I'm gonna do while this is warming up, I'm gonna clean my tracks out on the 160. Then I'm gonna go above these piles and start pushing the topsoil up to the upper part of the cut. That way we'll have some topsoil when I get the cut slope. I can just roll it back down off the slope, and that'll help get some of the mud up and that'll dry out, and we can haul that pile there out in the morning to the burn pile. All right, dozer's warmed up. Get ready to go here. Trying to make a wide swing so I don't fill the tracks up with mud. After all that ice, that stuff ain't no fun to shovel out. Start skimming off the surface of it right here. Slick, marring up. the way, we can haul this brush out of the way and get moving the dirt. Once I get on the deeper cut, this stuff won't affect me too much because we'll be cutting deep enough to get the mud out of the way. Push it up here toward the tree line, but I don't want to get so close to it that I can't get the dozer on the tree line side of it and bring it back down when I get the slope cut in. Well, got some of this topsoil and mud pushed up the hill. It's almost 4 o'clock now. I'm gonna keep on working. Keep working my way back to that side as far as I can get today.